So in 2023, around April, I spent 5K to join a group coaching program, and I thought that was going to change a lot of stuff for me, right? Like I had hopes, obviously I had an agency and I was really burnt out, and this coaching program promised me how to, essentially grow and monetize Instagram. I was struggling on LinkedIn. I couldn't quite figure out how to shift my model. But in hindsight, I realized a lot of those things now, looking back in, 2025 now, a lot of the things that it told me not to do helped me today. So what I wanted to do is sort of talk about that a little bit, right? Like this is the receipt that I paid, which is about 5,800 USD if we do the conversion. And what I remember happening to me was I walked into the room and I was immediately sent off to another coach. And I was, I remember thinking like, I followed this person, I trusted them. In fact, somebody recommended them to me too. So I went in fully, and then I was handed off to someone else. And he sort of like disappeared into oblivion. And I didn't get to talk to him much after a while. So then I was left to watch a bunch of videos, which I watched and like religiously followed. But what was happening is the thing I want to share right now. I found it on my Instagram here. So this is what was happening. Everything on the left, this was in my notebook here that I posted a year later, right? Like wrote this off by hand. And on the left, I now sort of call them hustle bros. But basically, these were all the things I was told to do in order to succeed that I followed through. So do sales calls, do follow-ups, have this Hormozian-like irresistible offer, get your content to go viral and grow in this specific way, monetize on really high ticket, which led to inconsistent months and not actually thinking of MRR. Have one high ticket offer and that's it. Do these offer cycles and then shut down and completely do nothing until the next offer cycle. And then you get clients every single day, get out on video, do all of these things. Aside from now that I really enjoy video, at the time I was just a writer and I really disliked it. And sort of make friends with everyone, do these coffee chats, count your months in revenue because we're about to scale this team, and have these tools and operations and run a sales-driven business. So at the time I was making about like 1 or 2K a month outside of my agency, which I was trying to sort of shut down. And I was quite good at the sales calls, right? I was doing them, but my calendar was stacked. Like, I kid you not, I would essentially go into rooms, have the calls, then have to deliver. So I was working from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. some days doing all of that because I wanted to build my consultancy. And then I would do follow-ups, I would get DMs. I then hired an appointment setter on LinkedIn who like just didn't sound like me. So it got really, really annoying. And I felt that every interaction that I was told to do, followed these scripts of here's how you're going to follow up. And this is what happens when they have this excuse or that objection. And here's how you handle it. And like just thinking about it is so out of alignment to the person I wanted to become. But I, pushed through. I said, this is the way to do it. And obviously didn't have any other way. So I wrote that side. I think it was the year after that I labeled it Bro Scaler, or I meant Hustle Bro, because I feel like a recovering hustle bro myself, right? But I would just do it and try to gamify it, listen to music, send my DMs, make other friend groups from other people who loved them. And I saw people crush it. And I eventually became one of this person's like biggest case studies. But I would wake up, have the money, and just not feel myself on a soul level, on a deeper alignment level. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit again, because on the right side, I actually wrote all the things I wanted to do. So now I have a 50K audience on LinkedIn, but my Instagram's still the same. I've just got like around 2,000 something followers. So it was always quite small, and I love Instagram myself as a platform. But essentially, Modern Maker, my own community, my program, became alive and was formed on the opposite of what I was told to do in this program. So in hindsight, now looking back, it was one of the best 5,000 euros, dollars, whatever that I've ever spent, because I then said, if this is out of alignment, is there a different way? And what would that potentially look like? So I said, sell through Google Docs, like sell through text. I was a bit of an introvert, right? And I loved writing. I've got an email marketing background. And I said, I'm going to do at least no follow-ups or one follow-up until I don't need to do any follow-ups to get a yes or a no. Have believable offers, not irresistible ones. Have offers that are much easier to say yes to, because my fundamental value is small promises are easier to keep and easier to buy into, right? If I say, I'm going to help you get your first $100 through a digital product, it's so much more believable than promising a 20K month, like in 30 days, 90 days. It's just realistically not going to happen unless you have the audience, right? And then I'll work for free until you do. And all of that stuff just felt icky. And then instead of doing viral content, I wanted to write like insight-driven content. I never liked information. And in 2023, we didn't have GPT as we did now, but I'd much prefer to, like, I have a saying where I call my friend on the phone and I tell them what happened. I can only provide the insight because I don't have a camera. I can't show fully what happened, but I can just show that I know what I'm talking about through that demonstration and give you the insight, the wisdom from that in my content, which I nowadays say, give them the what, not the how, so they need you right now. So you give them the plan, you tell them what to do with the insight, but they won't know how to actually execute it. And that content came so much easier to me because what I needed to do was essentially go back and collect content, like collect an incident from my calendar instead of have to do or create viral content. That's a topic really close to my heart. And then instead of inconsistent months, I wanted to have consistent months by counting MRR, or now I do weekly recurring revenue, which is even closer to my heart. And then I had, at the time I wrote one core offer with many products. Now I've sort of birthed one offer with many different layers of proximity. So I wanted to make an offer every single day to my email list. In fact, I make 2 offers a day, and sometimes, I make about 40,000 offers a month now to my email list because I've got 6,000 people on there. But what I wanted to do is make one offer on social media to get on my list and one offer on my list to buy either something small or something big. And instead of getting clients every day, I limit my spots to my capacity. So now I've had a daughter more recently. I only work 3 days a week. I can only service 6 one-on-one clients in that level of proximity. So my spots are limited because I have designed that business that way, right? Versus before where I just had unlimited everything and the doors were always open. And the same goes for my group, right? Like I only choose, I'm mostly closed and I open the doors to like 4 or 5 people whenever I want to do so. The other thing is, instead of like, I say whoring out on video, but I would just write in my own category of one. Like I never felt the label or the need to label myself as a coach, a consultant, a mentor. I'm just Jacob, fellow traveler, and I happen to like this intersection of interests. Like I'm actually somebody who loves funnels, but I also like being a dad. I also like running and music and, copywriting and all of that. So I merged all of that into the identity of a modern maker who writes one offer, one email, and one post a day. Then instead of making friends with everyone and doing coffee chats, I wanted to attract leads to turn them to customers and then to clients instead of just clients. And I count my months in profit, right? Like I ran an agency and we did like 500K a year in annual recurring revenue, but the take-home profit, like the margin was below 20%. So nowadays when I run my one-person consultancy, I always think of months in profit. And it taught me that by spending that 5K and seeing how those people use these terms that just didn't align with me, And it doesn't mean that they were bad coaches or the program was bad. I just wanted to do what worked for me instead of do something that didn't work for me. And then the other side of it was use a really simple model. As I said, 1 offer, 1 post, 1 email a day. And I'll drop it down below if you want to see the model. It's actually pinned to my YouTube. And use simple tools like I have School, I have Loom, I use a text editor over here to write my content in. Life is pretty simple now at 96% profit margins. I don't have many tools per se, or a team or anything. And I run an offer-driven business. I want to essentially make offers every day. It's an input and an output. It is offers, and we're marketing leads. I've now built a system that all my content pre-sells people, and the funnel does as well. So that way when somebody opts in, I in fact have it 100% automated now. So I'm a firm believer, and it's one of my values, that a marketing-driven business that makes offers is a lot more powerful than a sales-driven business, at least on a soul and alignment level. And some people will argue, I love cold email and I love cold DMs and I love the dopamine hits of sales calls. That's why in my own messaging, I say it's the best lesson that I have given myself to be able to spend this money to know exactly what I don't want to do. So in hindsight, this is a photo in March. My daughter was born in February this year. So I became a dad, and I remember writing this post. I made 1.8K on the front end, and then, what is that like? Let's see here. 7K in back end sales that came through that week while the hospital was paid off, that my my wife's medication was paid off, the baby supplies were paid off, my mindset and my mood, like I was physically just not online there. I took like 3 to 4 weeks off or whatever it was. And what happened, I just scheduled things into the system and, wrote the emails, did all of that, and then came back to that outcome. So the 1.8K on the front end and the 7K in back end, in theory, isn't life-changing money. But to me, it was the peace of mind, the alignment, building a business by design, not by default, that allowed me to be free, right? To step out whenever I wanted to. So this is what I wanted to share today. And hopefully that struck a chord for you or for the business you're wanting to run. And this model isn't for everyone, right? Like I always tell people, find what works for you. But all I can do is show what works for me in hopes that I can help one other person. So if you like this, drop a comment down below, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.